One of the things that can be a little hard to get the hang of is how to change the names of groups and just work with groups. So I want to show you about that. So what you do if you see something that you don't like or you think is wrong or you need to change is first you click on it. So say here's this travel lanes and this tree is clearly not part of the travel lanes. So what do? You click on it and it'll say down here what group it's currently in and change group. So you click on change group. Then you look over here and it detects that you're on the right side of the road based on where the blue median marker is, so it only gives you right side options. And if you look at these, maybe you're not happy with the choices here. So there's a see more options button. So what I've done is I've created a frontage road for this scenario, but frontage road isn't normally part of the default set. So what I do is click on that and then I click also the options that I want. So I want to show the label for the buffer plus the access to the parking, and I also want to show an angle parking option. So I'm going to click done. Now when I come back here, this frontage road and angle parking are options. So I'm going to say, okay, what this is part of my buffer plus my access. And then the next one over, I can click without closing this out and just click buffer and access again. And buffer and access again. So then on to this one, I'm going to say it's part of angle parking. And here also it's a gutter. I think I'll just put it in angle parking also. And that's how you do it. If you hover over all of these, it gives you examples of what each kind of label is used for and explains that a little bit. Another way you can use this is to change the title. So this says angle parking, and say I don't really want it to say angle parking, I want it to say reverse parking, but I come here and I try to type and nothing happens. So on the see more options here, I come to where it says angle parking and I click on the angle parking and I can change that to reverse parking. Abbreviate means that if it gets too small, if you created something too narrow, that this title won't fit, it'll use the shorter title. So now it says reverse parking, done, and ta-da, reverse parking. So I click here and it still says angle parking. That's a bug, looks like we gotta fix it. Hopefully it'll be fixed by the time you need to do that. Another feature that you may want to try is under this more options things is there's an other one, other two, bike, things like that. So even though you can change the name of bike to something else, the fact that it has an ITE star next to it means that this is a group that has a specific best practice recommendation. So if you changed it to cycle or something, that would be okay, but if you changed it to buffer, that would not be okay because it still thinks of it as a bike no matter what you do. So if you wanted to just choose a name of something that isn't here, what you would do is you'd come to an other where there's no recommendation, type in the name of that other thing, drainage or something, drain, save, and then I turn that on to make sure that it's available in the previous dialog. Come here and now I have drainage is available. Notice that it's gray. All of these are gray because this is not something for which there's any kind of a recommendation. So names, they can be a little bit tricky, but hopefully you can figure it out easy. As you move things around, sometimes our algorithms just can't figure out what's going on very well, and you may have to manually go and fix things, but it isn't very hard to do.